Well, hello there, everyone out in Facebook land. How are you all doing today? I am Ron Coleman. I am the outreach manager for the Cohen Military Family Clinic in Lakewood, Washington, part of a much larger network known as CVN or Cohen's Veteran Network. And today we're going to be sitting down and talking in person with some of my colleagues who also do the same work that I do. And we're going to be continuing a series that we've been doing for quite some time now, and we call it We Are Who We Serve. And our main focus for today is going to be our community resources, how you can access them, and maybe find out some of the resources near you that you didn't know existed, and provide you assistance in trying to find the help that you need in times of need. With me today, I have three colleagues, part of the CVN network. I have Mr. Ro Holcomb, Mr. Taylor Poindexter, and Ms. Heather Wilson. And I would love for them to introduce themselves so that you can become acquainted with them and we can move forward with the show. So take it away, Ro.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ro Holcomb. I'm with the Stephen A. Cohen Military Family Clinic here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Taylor?
So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Taylor Poindexter. I'm the outreach manager for the Stephen A. Cohen Military Family Clinic at Red Rock in Lawton, Oklahoma.
And my name is Heather Wilson. I'm the outreach manager at the Stephen A. Cohen Military Family Clinic at the Up Center. We're located in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Thank you so much for the introductions, everyone. I appreciate it. Our conversation today is going to be basically just talking about community resources and ways to find help when you need it, and realizing that community resources in general are everywhere when it comes to helping military families, their veterans, and our active duty service members. The problem lies in that these resources exist, but really are not quite helpful if you don't actually call them and use them. So we're going to kind of point you in the right direction to help you understand how to get in contact with some of these resources. And in fact, talk about the resources that we as a network, CVN, has that you can use on your own free time to be able to talk about some things and understand some of the stresses that you may be going through, and working together to find solutions to be getting yourself back to better and becoming as healthy as you possibly can, both mentally and physically. So with that further ado, some of the things that we discuss and talk about that may be of interest that you might need to find resources for is food insecurity, employment issues. You might be struggling with financial wellness or housing or separation from service. As far as CVN is concerned, we partner with many community resources around the country. So with that being said, I'm going to point this right to either one of you three and ask you a quick question. What are some of the valuable resources within the community you serve who help carry out CVN's mission? And I'll point it to whoever wants to take it from here.
I can take it. You mentioned food insecurities. We have a local food bank that helps us with any client that comes in and might have difficulties with food or is struggling in that area. We also partner with Mission United, which is under the belt of United Way, and they've been so helpful. They actually have a day where they freeze a bunch of meals and provide them to us for our freezer, and we're able to give those to clients. And in-house, we've created our own little small pantry for clients that have insecurities that need it right now. So it's been really beneficial to our clinic in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Right. Excellent. And we have similar resources here in Lakewood, Washington as well. Taylor, how about you?
So Oklahoma is very rich in resources for veterans. We're a state of 4 million people with 300,000 veterans. So you add +3 to that for veteran families. And 1/4 of our population is associated with the military. We have great connections to our community resources, not only through outreach, but also through our case management. And luckily enough for us here in Lawton, we have a Veterans Resource Center where we have food, clothing, housing, mental health care, all underneath one roof. A single point where all veterans in the community can connect to all those experts at what their needs are. So luckily enough for us, we take great pride in being able to serve the military community from many facets and being able to connect with these resources through specifically case management, but also through the leadership of Fort Sill and through the leadership of our politicians inside of our community.
Excellent. Ro, how about you? What are the resources in your local area?
Well, for us here in Jacksonville, North Carolina, a lot of times we just go straight to our outreach here in Onslow. The outreach managers here, they have an abundance amount of resources themselves, and they have an actual food kitchen and a pantry to give out. Our partnering company, Hope for the Warriors, they also have something called Stock the Fridge. Well, anytime those veterans or service members are in a bind and then they do need help to kind of stock their pantry or their fridge, their arms are open and available as well.
Excellent. And while we're in the midst of all this, I would like to encourage anybody who's watching this broadcast right now, if you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in our chat box. We'll be sure to respond to them as quickly as we can. But we want to make sure and address any comments and questions you may have along the way. As far as resources go, how do these potential partners become part of CVN in order to make a difference in the lives of veterans, active duty service members, and their families? How do they go about doing that?
Well, the biggest thing is especially for Onslow, we're outside of Jacksonville, or obviously in Jacksonville, we're right outside Camp Lejeune. The biggest thing is making sure that the missions line up the same. I mean, at the end of the day, when you're dealing with any type of VSO or any other outreach network, one is mission, and two, are you giving back to the community? So making sure everyone's on the same page and we're looking to give back and do what we can for our community as a whole, and not just the service members or veteran. Granted, we are in that space. We still want to make sure that we are doing our due diligence to give back to our communities.
Excellent. Taylor, how about you?
Well, I know oftentimes in the community, we find those individuals that need help, whether it's through housing, mental health, but specifically, I think those two work hand in hand with each other. And with an organization like the Lawton Housing Authority, or we have a local REMAX that is their sole purpose is to house homeless veterans and to help veterans new in the community find a place to live. So to be able to connect with these individuals for that specific need inside of our community really helps. And it helps in a multi-tier fashion, because one person can be worked on with 2 or 3 issues at the same time if we're connected to those resources within our community. And I know a lot of us are connected with Unitas and other programs like that, but it allows that veteran or that family member to have to tell their story one time and multiple agencies pick up and run with it so that they can get the best care as quick as possible.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very good. Heather, how about you?
I think you all make good points about the connection. We already have a ton of national partners, but the 4 of us as outreach managers, we also network and make relationships with other organizations that align with our mission, and welcome the partnership. It's important. We serve. It's kind of like the village. We're the village that have to be there for the clients, and in order to be there for the clients, we all have to stack hands. So it's finding those great organizations that align with our mission and are ready to do the good work that we're doing.
I think the old adage definitely applies. Many hands make light work in that effort. So you're right. When we connect partners together to what CVN's mission is, and we all do it together, it seems to make things go much more smoothly. It gives us an opportunity to help a greater amount of people at different opportunity for, depending upon what their needs are, we can try to cover and help them as much as we possibly can. One of the great things about CVN, Cohen Veteran Network, that we all have access to is in every one of our clinics, we have case managers. And these case managers have access to all of these wonderful resources that we combined, we work together to establish and work with and make sure that we provide the accessibility to individuals who need these resources, regardless of the situation, whatever you're struggling with, if it's mental health, if it's, finding housing, or you finding work or whatever the case may be, our case managers, along with what we do, we also try to find these resources to help you get through the bumps in the road, so to speak, to get you to get yourself to where you can be in a better position. With that being said, military families who are PCSings, the chances are you can find a clinic near you at your near duty station, and we'll talk about the locations of those at the end of the day. But I did want to mention that CVN, Cohen Veteran Network, has an established track of training. If you're dealing with some stress and you want to do a track that will help you deal with stress, we have a very accessible, free to use. It's called Tools for Stress and Worry, and it's on our website, very easy to access. And I know Taylor he's already gone through the whole course. He can talk for days about it, and I'd like him to give his expert input as to how you can go ahead and do this and learn and maybe deal with some of the things that you would be dealing with as an individual. So Taylor, take it away.
Well, thanks for that, Ron. I was the only one that took the course, and I don't know if I was a distinguished honor graduate or not. But anyway, it is a great course, and what really makes it neat is it provides research-based strategies and techniques to help manage stress and worry. The course was designed by mental health experts with input from military family members themselves. This course is not only for military, but it's for anybody that's looking to better understand stress and worry and may want to be able to build a kit bag of techniques to help manage those experiences that they're having in the future. The course can be benefited by anybody and can be accessed by anyone. All you have to do is go on to Cohen Veterans Network, click into the clinic and resources, and then scroll down and you'll see the tools, that icon right there. My eyesight's getting a little old, but tools for stress and worry. And you click into it and it asks you if you're in America or Guam, and then it will, and you answer that either yes or no, and then you go ahead and log into the course with your email, and you can start your instruction immediately. The course is self-paced and can be completed during small windows of time and throughout your workday or even at lunch break. And most of the lessons inside the 4 modules are from 5 to 10 minutes long. And it helps you go ahead and start finding those techniques of troubleshooting stress and worry and being able to find obstacles to get you through those barriers, and actually has practicums for you to use so that you can go ahead and implement those lessons. I did the course and it took me about 2.5 hours while I was sitting in my office. And that's because I did each one of the modules and I did the practicum that was associated with it. And I did the read through of the module. And I sent out an email, and what I said is this course would immediately be useful if somebody who was experiencing a high level of stress or worry, which is affecting their productivity and quality of life. And I just think it's a great tool for your kit bag to be able to use, because the lessons that you're taught there are lessons that you can always go back on, reflect, grab, have that mindfulness, and be able to provide some alleviation of that worry and stress in your life.
Excellent. So, I mean, regardless, it doesn't take a lot of time. You can break it up. It's a stop and start if you need to take time out in between. It's definitely a tool that's accessible. It's free to use. It's something that's going to help you when you're dealing with stress or a situation, and try to, understand that all of what we're talking about today is trying to find a way for you to be able to have resources to be able to get through whatever it is that you're dealing with. So whether it be national partnerships that we have, which we are all talking about, we can talk about the USOs, the Wounded Warrior Project, you name it. We can connect with all of them. But you as an individual, if you need help in any kind of situation, it's up to you to make a phone call and get those resources under your belt, because we're here to help you. That's what we are established to do. And we want to hear from you. So if there's anything you need help with, call the clinics that you are located next to. And if you can't find those, we'll get that here in a little bit. And talk to one of us, talk to our case manager, our intake, whoever, and find the resources that are going to help you get back to better. So is there anybody else that wants to add on to what Taylor was saying or has any other input? I'd love to hear it.
The biggest thing for me is more or less when you understand those kind of stress factors in your life, kind of taking that step forward is always a hard thing to do, and understand that you are going through something that you might not quite understand. So just getting it done, and then hopefully not hopefully, but those tools will definitely help you and make a better you.
Absolutely.
And
how about you, Heather?
yeah, and I wanted to mention, I think it's important that what Taylor mentioned, that it's for anyone that's dealing with stress and anxiety. And it is, even if you're not stressed while you're using it, it's a toolkit. So you can always come back to it and reference it. And it's always available on our site. And it's something that each and every one of us can use who doesn't experience some sort of stress. So I definitely think it's helpful for our clients, but it's helpful for our staff too.
Helpful for our staff. It could be helpful for our military members and their family members who may be dealing with some issues, and they just need a tool to be able to get them through whatever it is they're dealing with. And so having that accessibility to something that's free is an amazing tool, and we're most fortunate and happy to share that with everybody that wants to use it. So great points, all of you. I think that's a very solid bit of information that people can take home and take to the bank and know that they're not alone, and there is a place that they can go to be able to get some help when they need it. So absolutely. Right on. So with that being said, I think we have one more question we wanted to address. I'm trying to see what that last question would be, but we'll see here. Oh, here we go. So each of us has particulars within our clinics, and you can go on to each one of our own clinic websites and discover what we do, what kind of treatment you can get provided with, who actually works at the clinic. But for each one of us, why don't you try telling us something about your specific clinic that you want everyone watching this to know that you can't find on their website, on your specific clinic website. So I'll shoot it to you, Ro. How about you? What do you think?
Well, for me, honestly, I have to give shout outs to one of my favorite clinicians. I think all the clinicians we have here are great, but she always tells me anytime I leave the building, is Ro, don't forget about the kiddos. And Bobby Pate, I have a huge heart. She has a huge heart. I mean, she is wonderful. But at the end of the day, she's always telling me to make sure we're looking out for the little ones, because one, they're our future, and two, they tend to hold on more stress than they actually let us know about. They become very quiet. They stick behind their thumbs all day long because they don't want to put extra stress on their family, because they feel those emotions as well. They might not be able to say it, but it's there. So never forget about the kiddos. And thank you, Bobby Pate.
Excellent. Good point. Very well done, Ro. Heather, how about you?
So something that you wouldn't find necessarily on our website is that we have a monthly newsletter, and it updates you about everything that's going on in our clinic. Currently, we have about 6 groups that we're either in the process of presenting or are already started. We've got an emotional regulation group for kiddos because they're having trouble getting adjusted after COVID, and so that came from a need, and that's how our groups are often formed, is a need that clients present, and we try to work with them to produce something that helps them. We also have an adult art therapy group that's running right now. We have a pre-treatment group, and soon coming will be the retreat group, a handling the holidays group, and a women's assertiveness group. So that's something that you wouldn't know unless you've subscribed to our newsletter. So if you are on our website, please definitely subscribe so that you can find out all the great things we're doing in our clinic.
Excellent. That's a great snapshot. The newsletter is a great tool to be able to see what each clinic is doing every month, giving shout outs to where they exist, people who have done things the month before, and understanding that we are doing a lot of work in the community trying to make a difference. And I think we all do a great job. Taylor, what's something about your clinic that your website's not going to tell us?
Well, I'm going to back up about a week. And first of all, I want to thank all 3 of you for your service. Oftentimes we forget what freedom is all about. And it's about young men and women that sacrifice and serve our nation. And that's where freedom comes from. And because of that, what I would love for everybody to see is those active duty service members that come into our clinic in uniform. And it's about getting past the stigma of mental health care. But also, we just did a Veterans Day survey, and we found out that 3/4 of America, 77%, tell veterans when they see them, thank you for their service. When you come into our clinic, whether you're in uniform or not, we thank you for your service because we know we exist because of you, because we truly are who we serve.
Excellent. That's all wonderful points. I mean, every clinic has its own niche and things that they do that, you just can't find on our website. And I think for a second there, I disappeared. I apologize. But, we're definitely doing great work within the community. And for my specific clinic, the one thing that you can't see is that we have a staff that is completely dedicated and hardworking and very compassionate about the clients that they treat and the people that they see in the door every single day, all the way from the office management staff, the office people in the front desk, to our intake and our case managers. The passion is there. It's a great place to work. The people that come in the door have nothing but wonderful things to say about how they're treated, the treatment that they're receiving, and understanding that we are a full service mental health support care system network, that we're there to provide mental health to post 9/11 veterans and their family members, and also active duty now. So it's a very, sometimes it's a thankless job, honestly, and it takes a very special person to be in that position. And our clinicians at our clinic and the people that work there, I couldn't be prouder to be part of a team that's so well established and so passionate and caring and do a wonderful job every single day. So that's my input as far as my clinic goes. And I see that we all have wonderful things in each one of our clinics that separates us and puts us in the forefront of everybody and lets us lead the charge. So with one last question, I think we'll say, how can someone contact their local CVN clinic next to them, and how easy is it to connect? And either one of you, take it away. Super simple.
So we are on all social media outlets. You can definitely reach all of our clinics on social media. You can contact us through our website. You can call the clinic directly. There will always be someone to answer the call. So those are pretty much the quickest ways to reach out to us. I think you can see a map of where all of our locations are. We are located where all the most military bases are. So it's really easy to connect. If you are PCSing to another location, we're able to help you with that transition and guide you towards another clinic. And I'll let you all share best ways to reach your clinics as well.
Ro, how do we get in touch with your clinic? I want to know all about that.
Well, but pretty much the same. I mean, you can email us. You can read this online. I even have potential patients give me a call directly because I'm giving my business card out as much as I can. Anytime I'm in the community and I meet someone, I tell them all the time, if you want a warm and fuzzy to make sure you're going to the right place, please give me a call first, and I'll help guide you through that. I think that's another great thing about the network itself, is that we are willing to support and get back as best as possible.
What about you, Taylor? Let's have it.
We're just as easy as everybody else. CohenVeteransNetwork.org. Find your clinic. And if you call 580-771-2662, you can be connected to the greatest care in Oklahoma.
Amen to that. Amen to that. So I think, as far as accessibility goes, we try to make it as easy as possible to find a location near you. And one of the great things is, let's say, for example, just kind of get off the key a little bit here. Let's say you start treatment let's say you're at my clinic and you get PCS somewhere, or you have an opportunity to move to another state. That doesn't stop the ability for us to see you where you're going. We're going to take care of you pretty much wherever you're going to go. We're going to pass you through to the next clinic that's close by to you, so that you can continue the excellent treatment that you're going to get along the way, and still have access to all of the resources. I mean, heck, it's going to make it easier. If you're PCSing, you'll have a contact right where you're moving to that can tell you, who you should be talking to, and get yourself set up in the new location. So amen to that. We're out trying to reach as many people as we can, and provide resources and help people. and all understanding that what we do as far as mental health goes, we're going to be providing that to as many people as we possibly can, and be making a difference in helping you get back to well and get healthy once again. So I think at this time we've pretty much covered everything else. The only thing I want to mention is that we'll be doing another one of these Facebook Live sessions. We Are Who We Serve again on November 30th. It'll be the same time, same place, Tuesday. It'll be, I believe, 4 p.m. Eastern time. I think that it's one of those things where you can, if you follow along and hear everything that's being put out to you through our outreach department, that you're going to understand that there are a lot of things that you may not have known about before you sat down and listened to this Facebook Live event. So you might pull something of it that's useful, you may not, but otherwise than that, we're just trying to help as many people as we can. So if you know somebody that can help, please share this information with anybody that you think it can make a difference to. And we want to help as many people as we can and continue CVN's mission, continue to grow our partnerships and strengthen the ability to provide resources to those in need. So with that being said, Taylor, Ro, Heather, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. I had a wonderful time. Look forward to seeing you all very soon. And God bless everyone out there. And I hope if you need any of the resources we've mentioned previously, feel free to give us a call. We're here to help. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Yeah,
Thank you.